right, so today's topic again will be central tendency. The topics will be mean, median, and mode. Typically, we think of the mean as the average of the numbers. The median is what we think of as the middle score, and mode is thought of as the most frequent score. Now, to find the median, of course, we will have to put the scores in ascending order. So the first example we're going to do is actually on the mean, which again is the average. So looking at example 1, we have Susie with 6 100-point grades. Her scores are 81 or 91, 87, 86, 97, 95, and 84. So what I'm going to do is first sum those numbers. So if we take 91, add it to 87, to 86, to 97, then 95, and 84. We will get that the sum of those numbers is 540. And since we have 6 scores, we'll divide by 6. And as you can see in the next slide, that is going to give you an average score of 90. So again, we just take the sum of the scores and divide by the number of scores to get the average for mean. So just to reinforce what we just did, let's look at example 2. And in this case, we have scores of 12, 15, 16, 18, 19, 21, 23, 25, and 26. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 scores. And often in statistics, now that we are in the computational part, we will let n represent the number of scores. So I will compute the sum of the scores, which if we take our 9 data points and add them up, and if we do that, you will get 175. And now what I'm going to do is divide that by 9. And by the way, X bar is a symbol we use for mean. So when I write down X bar, that means the average or mean is 175 divided by 9, which is 19.4. Okay, like in a lot of my videos, I will not cover every example, so I have example 3 as an example of average. So in example 3, I'll just give the answer out. You can work that one on your own, but you should get the mean is 17.6. So the median is what they call the middle score. And by the way, I'll talk about the relevance of each of these in a minute, but we'll just go through the process of computing each of them. But again, with the median, we're looking for the middle number. So let's take a look at example 4, where I have a set of test scores. So what we're going to do is first put these in order of lowest to highest. So the order would be starting with the lowest, which is 61, then 72, 77. By the way, well, you can cross those out if you helps you keep track. 80, 83, 88, 91. Oh, I missed one. I didn't see that 87. So I'll have to go back and add that in. So 87, 91, 96, 98, and 99. So in sorry, I'm in a coffee house, so it's a little bit louder. Anyway, we got them put in order. Now notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 scores. Actually, remember to count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, I forgot 88. So there is actually 11. I'm going to do this. It's going to be easier to go down here. I did leave that one score out. So there's actually 11. But if you go to the true middle, that's, as you can see, the red box is 87. So you can basically go to the 6th score, and that will be your median. So again, just put them in order, lowest to highest, and then find the middle score. So example 5. Let's go ahead and find the mean first. They want both. The mean and the median. So if we add those up, you will get that the sum of those comes out to 173. And if you divide by 12, you'll get 14.4. Now notice on the median, if we do put them in order, this time we have an even number of scores. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll average the middle two, which will actually be the 6th and 7th score. So what we'll do is we'll average 12 and 13 and divide by 2. So our mean is 12.5. So the mode, again, is the most frequent score. This is the last of your measures of central tendency. So all we have to do is find the most frequent score, which in this case would be, notice that 10 occurs 3 times. Now, if you get more than one mode, then that is called bimodal. So it's possible to have 2 modes. Say that 14 would have occurred 3 times. Then it would have been bimodal, and your modes would have been 10 and 14. So I'll just recap real quick. I didn't really talk about finding the median and mean, but looking at that, you can just add up the scores is 78 and divide by 7 will give you 11.1. We can just kind of recap that real quick. And notice if I put the scores in order from 9 up to 14, the middle score is 10. And again, the most frequent is 10. Okay, one last example. So what I'm giving you is basically the values of 7 houses or homes. So what we're going to do is find the median house value and the mean house value, those 2 values. So at this point, I think we can just add up all those scores. So if you want to do that real quick, if you add 120,000, 145, 130, 695, 100, 100, 120, and 140, you will get 1,550,000. And there's 8 homes. My mistake, I know I said 7 a minute ago, but evidently there's 8. So we'll divide by 8, and that mean house value is almost 200,000. It's 193,750. But let's look at the median. So if we go to the median and average the middle 2 after we put them in increasing order again, it is much lower because we're going to basically average 120 and 130,000, which puts us at, if we divide by 2, 125. That's considerably less than the mean. So what happens is means are much more susceptible to outliers. So for example, in a neighborhood of 8 homes, you may have one house value that's considerably more than the other 7, and that will actually drive the mean up, whereas the median is really not affected much by that house that is worth a lot more than the others. So just kind of a quick point that I kind of snuck in here at the end of the presentation is that the median is less susceptible to outliers compared to the mean. So that wraps up this lesson. Again, let me see where we're at time-wise. Anyway, that is the last example. The next topic will be on standard deviation.